Morning, everybody. It is March 11th, 8:10 a.m. Good morning and welcome to my channel. So, what did we have happen on Friday, right? Made all-time highs and then sold off. Got mixed messages with the employment data. You had unemployment tick up and we added more jobs, which is obviously a contradiction. So, those jobs numbers usually get revised every month. So, pretty interesting to get that much of a pump up in the beginning and then to sell off. Um, this morning got some Nvidia news with an antitrust lawsuit or copyright infringement, some lawsuits in Nvidia. That's why Nvidia was up over 1%, but now it's down 1.26%, and the market's just pushing lower right now as I speak. So that's very interesting. Bitcoin keeps going on a tear. We'll get into some of that. Well, not that, but other stuff in the charts as well. Without further ado, welcome to my channel. My name is Steven Gonzalez. I use volume profile, market profile to find structure in the market, along with supply and demand, gamma exposure levels, anchored view hubs, and the most traders price of the year, the rolling month, the rolling week, and the preceding day, all to help me find structure in the market. And when those things all line up, that helps me take a trade and be more confident in the trade, to have confluence. Okay, that's really what I base my trades on. And welcome. So you can subscribe and set an alert if you would like. And always, you can give me a thumbs up. Big orders hitting the tape right now. I can hear it in my ear. I'm not sure if you guys can hear that. Big thumbs up. You can follow me on X at Gonzo719. Let's see here. So let's get into the futures charts. All right, futures watch list. All right. Starting off with the VIX. Right now the market's going down. Now look, we're over 15 VIX. Okay, so some fear might be creeping in here. Bitcoin's up 3.76%. Ether's up 2.26%. 30-year bonds are being bought. Silver is up 0.07. Gold is flat. Gold is at all-time highs. 10-year yield did not report yet. The dollar is flat. The Russell is down 0.27%. The Dow is down 0.43. ES is down 0.48. Crude is down 0.58. And the Nasdaq is down 0.6. Okay, so they're continuing to fall. Nvidia with this news. Now, Nvidia is bouncing back a little bit, so I don't know. Let's look at the Max 7 Plus. Coin is on a tear, up 5.85%. Bob is up 1.22. Netflix up 0.36. Tesla's up 0.26. All right, now we got a bunch of laggards here. Let's go into the one percenters. Got Nvidia is down 1.17% with that lawsuit. Meta is down 1.45%. AMD is down 1.76%. So semis getting hit a little bit this morning. And Boeing having a delay with, I believe, Delta Airlines of their 737s. And they just been in a bunch of turmoil with a bunch of stuff happening. So they're getting away from that 200 price, and they're down almost 2%. Okay, moving on to top sector stocks. Let's look at this. Procter and Gamble got an upgrade this morning, and that's about the only thing that's moving. All right, so let's go to laggards. We have Salesforce down 0.76, Qualcomm down 1.11%. Costco had not the best earnings. You know, they are finally getting some type of pullback, which they never almost ever get. They're down 1.15. Eli Lilly is down 1.46. Okay, so it's right off the top, Costco's in the staples. That has been like just was keep going up, never like pulled back really. Eli Lilly has been on a tear, so they're pulling back, right? Nvidia, AMD pulling back, Meta pulling back. So that's why this market is pushing down a little bit. Okay. Let's look at the swing trades. Let's see what's going on here. MicroStrategy obviously tied to Bitcoin. That's up 9.39%. That is, jeez, my God, it's up at the 1500. That's crazy. That was stock was like $300 not too long ago. Mara's up 5.49%. Riot, the Bitcoin ETF. Hood. That's what's going on. Now, who's down today? Supermicrocomputers almost down 4%. ARM is down 3.18%. Okay. Broadcom. So semis are getting hit. CrowdStrike. All right. So a very interesting day is going to be today. Moving on to sectors. Okay. There's going to be no surprise here probably. Leading the pack is defensive basic materials. Okay. And the laggards, you got financials, communications, technology, and semis almost down 1%. We're used to seeing semis up over 1% every morning. So, different picture today. Okay. Now, sometimes when you see semis weak pre-market, they tend to be the strongest when the market opens. Are people looking at it as a buy the dip opportunity? I have no clue. But that's sometimes what happens. Okay, let's move on to economic calendar and news. Boom. All right, this week we have big data. We have CPI. Okay, that is tomorrow. Why is that showing? Let's see here. No, I gotta go the other way. Okay. Yeah, we pushed the clocks here in Jersey, so that time needed to be adjusted. So yeah, 8:30 tomorrow. CPI. Wednesday's crude and a 30-yard bond auction at 1 p.m. Okay. Thursday, retail sales and PPI and jobless claims, and then Friday you have Michigan consumer sentiment. Okay, so that's what's going on as far as the economic calendar. Okay, let's see if the juices have anything for us. Um, Not really. Not really. Let's see here. While this loads up, probably going to talk about the NVIDIA. Let's see here. This site sometimes takes forever, boy. Oh my god. Let's go. Why is that taking so long to load? Oh my god. Alright, in the meantime, let me see if I can pull up some other news here. Which I'm gonna. Let's pull this up. Let's pull this up. Alright. Let's look at Reddit is an IPO. Targets up to 6.4 billion valuation in much awaited US IPO. Fed projections to show if rate cut outlook stays intact through strong data. Let's see, and that's next week. The FOMC. Jeez, it's just this data never stops. Let's see. Let's just look at some news here. All right, so Comcast Corp, Netflix Inc., and Walt Disney. The company's Universal Pictures dominated Sunday's Academy Awards. Okay. Just NVIDIA, here we go. So NVIDIA, the company whose chips power artificial intelligence, has been sued by 3 authors who said it used their copyrighted books without permission to train its, I guess they call that Nemo AI platform. So that's not good. Okay, United Healthcare officials from U.S. government asked the health insurance company to expedite payments to healthcare providers in an open letter on Sunday after a hack of the insurer's Change healthcare tech unit crippled medical claims and payments. That's still crazy. All right, and then we got Block. Jeffries raises target price to 100 from 90. SoFi, Piper Sandler cuts target price from 850. All right, that's kind of the news. Did this ever come back? Oh, they're out. That's why. That website's down. Oh, there we go. Gold price is steady. Bitcoin never got. Yeah, not much there. All right, let's go on to the daily charts. Let's move on to those daily charts. That channel is serious. I mean, this is the third week I'm talking about this channel, or maybe even the fourth week, right? Just look at this boy. Starting from here, just resistance, 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 resistance. That is insane, right? I mean, every time it comes up to this, it just sells off. It's just insane. All right, so that's what we did on Friday, right? Boom, we pushed up and really came down, right? We didn't take out the last day's lows, right? But we kind of like last month's highs right here, but pretty significant sell-off. So, and Nvidia finally like took a breather. So where are we now? 509.40, 509.50. We are all the way here. We're right at pretty much almost last month's highs. So we're gapping lower. Now, destinations, right? Destinations. This is queuing up for this trend line here, 20-day simple moving average, and the previous 2 weeks lows are like, let's say 505. Okay, 505 is looking probably like a destination if this market wants to go lower. I mean, you just have too much confluence there to not catch a bid at 505. Okay, let's move on to the Qs. Qs also has a little bit of a channel starting here. Boom, 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 right? You have an uptrend here, secondary uptrend line that's been holding. But this was weaker, right? Because what do you have here? You have a bearish engulfing candle of Thursday. So the Qs with Nvidia dropping really pushed down, right? Even closed below last month's highs. That's pretty significant. Okay. Closed right below the 90 EMA on the daily. So this resistance right here was broken. I actually had a nice long here because I was like, oh man, I talked about that pre-market. I rode that breakout and then wow, it just got shuttered, right? So that took out these longs. There was 3 daily candles that did not get hurt. It took it out, and then it came all the way back down, broke the previous day's lows, and then found support here at this trend line. Okay, so very interesting. And then you got Nvidia. Wow, Nvidia is shaking off that lawsuit already. It's already only down 0.61. That's crazy. So 20 days of moving average is at 436. Again, a destination if this continues lower. Where are we at now? Let's see, 436.82, 436.82. We are right here. Okay, we're right at that 20-day simple moving average right now. We're gapping lower. So a definite area right here around 434, 433, you'll find support. You got weekly lows here last week and the previous week. You have these candles here, support. You have resistance here, big level 434, 433 in the Qs. Could definitely, if we continue lower, hitting that, right? And then the next level would be 430. Okay, so keep your eye on that. All right, let's move on to the bond market. And if we look at the 10-year yield, what are we looking at today? 10-year yield is down 0.2, even though the market is weak. Okay. Let's go back to the daily charts. Let's go back to the 10-year yield. We'll look at that, which is weird because the market has been, this is quite a little pullback here. Okay. Below the 200-day moving average, so bonds are being bought. It's very weird in the bonds right now. I don't know. I mean, this market keeps going up, but the yields were rising. Now they're going down. So we have to keep our eyes on that. Now the VIX, this is one thing now that's catching my eye. I always say you have to sustain over 15 to have some real fear. We're almost at 16 right now. Okay, that means an implied 1% move in the basically the SPX. So in the market, in the S&P 500, a 16 VIX implies a 1% move. So we are starting to get some fear. Does it stay here? Do we go over 16? That's interesting. Fear is starting to rise a little bit. Can it sustain it though? I don't know. Now let's look at the dollar together. The dollar, whoo. All right, the dollar just went all the way down here to 102 and ripped back up. Um, so very interesting here, below the 50 to 200-day moving average. So weaker dollar is usually good for markets. So, but it just like caught a bid here. It went all the way down here. So very interesting. Very interesting. All right, let's move on to market profile and volume profile. Give me a sec where I bring all of that up. We'll go right into it. And let's look at structure together. Okay, let's bring this down. Okay, so let's look at this together. Here's our profile. There's the all-time high. And it's just a weird multiple distributions profile here, okay? Price is here at 5106. Okay. We are below the month-to-date VWAP and the week-to-date VWAP. So sellers are in control for the month. Okay, this big move up was a beauty, but now we're both down below again. Okay. So literally we pulled back. So what did we do? So the overnight closed here. We opened here, right? We did pull back a little bit, and then we pushed all the way up here, and then came right back. Oof. Closing at the lows. Okay. And now we're gapping lower. Gapping lower. Okay, the most traded price of the week is currently at 51.40. Okay, most traded price of the month is still here. This could all change because there's a Just we're doing a lot of trading in this area. This is at 50.85. Okay, so we're in the middle we're in the middle of a mess here. Okay, most traded price of the week, most traded price of the month, and price. Okay, we're in the middle of the muddle here, so it's not the best area to be because you could get chopped around in here a little bit. Okay, let's look at the relation to Friday's range. The Friday's highs, the Friday's lows, the overnight lows, the overnight highs. Okay, so we are gapping lower into demand. Right here, into this demand zone. Okay, we have a very balanced profile overnight, and we're at the lows of the range. Okay, what else do I have to say? We are that much long to that much short. So pretty much 95% net short into a demand zone. Now, usually when you see something like this, it's kind of ripe for a fade. Okay, it's kind of ripe for a fade because everyone's short from up here. Okay, and then what? Everyone's short from the overnight, and now you have price here into a demand zone. Okay, so sometimes what you'll get is one of these, boom, and a fade back, and that could be a trade. Okay, doesn't mean that the market doesn't sell off later, but people are going to want to take profits as you start pushing back. Okay, so let's look at gap rules. Okay, so here's the gap fill for the market. Okay, and just real quick, gap and go is the most bearish, right? If you push if you push back, pull back, and don't fill the gap and go, that is bearish as well. If you fill the gap, that is bearish as well, right? The only thing that would put sellers into question would be if you start moving back into range, and then you kind of putting sellers on notice, like you're not that strong. Now, what we've been doing in this market, every time we sell, you don't really get a big follow through day. We haven't seen that. Can this be the day? It can be. It's just the pattern has not been that way. Okay. As far as nuance, as far as like a level to watch, right? You have monthly. Now this is where I talk about confluence when levels come together. You have a supply zone here. This is a lot of levels here. Okay. You have a supply zone here. You have the most traded price of Friday here. You have the most traded price of the week here. You have monthly VWAP, all stacked, overnight high, all stacked right here. So let's call this level, as I drew 15,000 things, 5136. Okay, that is a big level, big. So bulls need to come up here and hold above this, and bears need to defend it. Okay, bears need to defend this level. Okay, so this is also known as a weak high now. Okay, so because if you punch through here and start doing this, that's a win for the bulls. Okay, gets defended, win for the bears. All right, let's get into some scenarios here. Monday mornings are always interesting. Okay, you got that negative news with Nvidia. Nvidia's already halved that loss. So, but the market is pretty weak this morning. So, like I said, all right, let's go from the the bear point of view, because they are in control right now. All right, so this is the area. Okay, so if I'm fully looking at a bearish thing, right? Of course, I already said it. You could just get a gap and go, and we could test the most traded price of the month. Okay, we've already talked about those scenarios. Okay, Now, number one, what you're going to want to look at is 5121 is the RTH low. So if we do come back here, you hit that week to day VWAP, that could roll over. Okay, that could roll over. Now, I know what I said before, if you go back into range, right? But we have this huge level here around 5136. If the market does do this, comes back in here, right? You got to deal with the week to day VWAP, the monthly VWAP, supply zone, most traded price of the week, most traded price of Friday. If that can't hold and get over that level, you're probably going to test the overnight lows and you're probably going to go down. Okay? So those are the types of things that I'm looking for. Okay? Now, as far as the bullish play, okay, I just talked about the fade, right? We're 95% net short this morning and we're at the lows. Okay? So if I want to get long, we're in demand here. You also got the most traded price of the month down here at around 50.85. Okay, so could be a little bit of a bear trap if we do one of these gap and go, push in, boom, do this, higher low, higher low. You could start creeping back up in here, fill the gap, okay, and then try to take out this 5136. Okay, if this market does this, takes it out, hold, 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 you find acceptance above that level, we could either balance the rest of the day off, wait for CPI tomorrow, or you could start working yourself back up. That's all I'm looking at today. Okay? That's all I'm going to look at today. You have big news dropping tomorrow. Generally, the market doesn't do too much crazy stuff, but this market's nuts, and it has done it in the past, recently. Every time I say that, then we still get a big move, even though data's coming out tomorrow. So that is what we're looking at for the ES. Let's look at the NASDAQ together. Give me one sec. All right, let's look at the NASDAQ together. Let's look at the NASDAQ together. All right, let's look at this structure together. We got a profile, all-time highs again. You got a distribution here, and then you got a distribution here, and then you got this little profile here. Okay. Now, one thing I didn't know. Let me just say it real quick. I didn't mention this, and I always do. One key level to look at is the midpoint of Friday's session, 51.57. That's the 50% retracement of the move lower. So that's another level to watch. So if we go back to the NASDAQ, okay, most traded price is up here, 183. Most traded price of the year is here, and the month, okay, that's about 1815, 180.15. Okay, price is here. So you got two major levels, and price is here. It's below that. Bears are in control right now. Okay, I'm talking about like in this structure, not in the macro structure, in this current setup, how I look at the market. Okay, I want to make that clear. Most traded price of the month right here in the year, and we're below it. That is a win for the bears, right? Can that turn around? Of course it can. Okay, so what did we do in NASDAQ? So NASDAQ also did this, did one of these, came back, pushed up, right? And then it just went right through the most traded price of the week, and that's where single prints formed. That's emotional selling. Okay, right here you can see, boom, and then it was just boom, and it closed down here. Okay, now in the NASDAQ, okay, in the NASDAQ, you could zoom into this a little more. Okay, what do we have? Right, big range. So Friday's highs, Friday's lows, overnight highs, overnight lows, price is here. So we're gapping lower, right? Already talked about the gap rules, don't need to go over those again. Okay, now we're also at the 20-day simple moving average in the futures. Okay, we still have that gap, that big gap below us, starting right here below us. That gap is waiting to be filled one day. When does it happen? Don't know, but that's what's going on, right? We are 100% net short in the NASDAQ, and we're at the lows in demand by the 20-day simple moving average in the futures. Okay, that is a little ripe for a fade. All right, but what do you have in the way? The most traded price of the month and the year. That is a big, big level. Okay, 180.15 is a huge level in NASDAQ. That is the line in the sand. That is the line in the sand. Okay, so basically, if bears hold price underneath that level, we're probably going to have another leg lower. Okay, if bulls can get this back over this level and hold and hold and hold, we're probably going to start creeping our way back up. Okay, that's how the market works. So overnight high and overnight low, we're gapping lower here. Okay, so the bottom line in the Nasdaq is what I just said, is this big level here. Okay, now the midpoint is 182.24 of this move lower. That's also the 50% retracement of the level. Okay, now we'll start with the bearish play. Okay, we'll start with some scenarios in the Nasdaq with the bearish play because that they have the upper hand right now. So right away, it's a picture perfect right here. So right now you got the close, you got RTH low right here. That lines perfectly up with the most traded price of the month and the year, and you even have a supply up here. Okay, so this level has to be defended by the bears. So I could definitely see us pushing lower, catching a bid, coming up here, filling the gap. Okay, even going into the supply really quickly and smashing back through, holding. I think then this could open up the move to go lower and start touching that gap that has not been filled yet. Okay, now the key to what I'm saying is acceptance. This is all about acceptance because sometimes price can fool you. What I mean by acceptance is if we do this and we don't spend much time above that big level, that's not acceptance and you're going to fall. Okay, if we go back up and we do this and we hold, that now opens up to the move higher. Okay, so that is what I'm really going to be watching that. Okay, now as far as a bullish play, we are in demand by the 20-day simple moving average on the daily. Okay, we are 100% net short. So if you're a bull and you come down and we do this and you start making higher lows, and then like I said, you're gonna have a hard time with this level, but it could for a short moment go like this. That's probably the move. And like I said, if you find acceptance, break that supply. When you start holding this level, you're gonna work yourself back up to maybe monthly VWAP or the midpoint. Okay, it's really all I'm looking at, and that's all yet to see, have to see. So that is it for me today. I hope everybody enjoyed that and it made sense. Okay, that's the most important part. If anybody's got a question, please leave a comment, message me, whatever. I will answer it. Okay, very clear plans today. Very, very, very clear. Okay, please give me a like if you enjoyed it. And you can always follow me on X at Gonzo719. Okay, Everybody stay green. Stay patient. It's Monday morning. Big news tomorrow. Okay. I'm going to wait this morning. I'll just wait and just watch. Let all the data come make a story and then see if there's a trade. That's basically how you have to look at it. Okay. Now I wish everybody have a good day. Maybe I'll do a midday update today and uh and just check in with you guys later. All right. I'll see everybody tomorrow if I don't do that. All right. Have a great day.